Now let's add some flash buttons and some flash text. To do so, I'm just going to deselect this flash video, and with my cursor just to the left of it, I'm just hitting the return key or the enter key to create a space here at the top. If you go back to the media button in the common insert bar, notice that Dreamweaver includes options for flash button, text, and paper. These are built-in flash generation tools that actually let you create flash files from within Dreamweaver. So for example, if I want to add some flash text, I can use the Insert Flash Text dialog box. I start by simply typing in the text that I want. I'm just going to type in jellyfish. And now I have the option of choosing any font on my hard drive. How about chiller? One of the advantages to using flash text is that you can use any font you want because that font will be saved within the flash file that's generated, and you don't have to worry about whether your user has the font on their hard drive or not when the file is displayed. It works a lot like an image in that respect. If you want, you can use your flash text as a link, browsing to find the page you might want to link to, or entering any URL here. You can also include a rollover color if you want to have a rollover effect with the link. Down here at the bottom, I want you to notice that Dreamweaver is actually creating a new .swf file and that you can name it anything you like when you create this flash text. So I'm going to call this jellyfish text so that I remember what it is when it's created. Now Dreamweaver is giving me a chance to include some accessibility attributes. And now notice that Dreamweaver has added jellyfish-text.swf, and it's added the text here at the top of the page. While you're paying attention to the Files panel, let me also point out that that halo skin that we used as the player for the video is also a separate flash file that Dreamweaver automatically created when we inserted the video. So if you start to notice a number of new flash files appearing in your Files panel, you're creating those as you insert these flash elements. Now that we have the jellyfish text in place here, we can actually click and drag it to change the size. Because Flash uses vectors, it resizes very easily and very efficiently, which makes it particularly well suited for web design. If I double-click again on this, I can go back and change any of the elements in this file. For example, I could make the text color white and the background color maybe a green color. You can also add flash buttons to your pages. So let me just add a return here, and let's insert a couple of flash buttons. Again, from the common insert bar, just choose Flash Button. And now you'll see that there are many different flash button designs to choose from. And I'll tell you, there is a seemingly endless collection of flash buttons available on the internet. Just go to adobe.com/exchange and click on the Dreamweaver button, and you will find many, many other flash button options that you can download as extensions and add into Dreamweaver. For now, I'm just going to use the beveled rectangular green button. In the button text field, you can change the words that appear on the button. So let's use this button as a link back over to our turtle game. I'm going to leave the font set to Verdana, but again, you can choose any font on your hard drive, and it will be saved in the button and preserved. This time, I am going to set a link, so let's browse, locate our turtle game file, and set the link. And now let's change the name of the button so that when this is saved, I remember what it is. So I'll just name this one Turtle Button. And again, including accessibility attributes. So now I have a button for my turtle game. Let's add another one that will come back to our jellyfish page. And I'll use the same button style. And this one will link to the page I'm on. You could leave this blank, but I'm going to go ahead and set that so when I copy and paste these over to the other page, they're all ready to go. And I'll call this one Jellyfish button. Okay, now we have two little buttons, and when we preview this in a browser, of course Dreamweaver wants to make sure I save the page before I preview. You'll see now my video plays. I can pause it, and I have these little flash buttons with a simple little rollover effect. That's built into the flash file, and it's dependent on the style of the flash button that you use. And if I click on that, you'll see it takes me to my turtle game. And now we can go back, and once you've created those buttons, you can reuse them. So I can just copy, bring them over here, and put my cursor at the bottom here and paste. I can center all of this the way I centered my video. And now let's add a little flash text to the top of this page as well. I'm going to call this Turtle Game. And let's set the font back to Chiller. And while we're paying attention to the details, let's rename this file and call this one Turtle Text. Click OK. And again, a title for our accessibility attributes. And notice we're starting to have a pretty good collection of flash files over here, which is part of why I like to name them as we go along. And now I can click and drag to resize this. And let's change the properties of this page to match the other one. So we'll get that nice dark blue color. And remember, if you want to change the style of your flash text, you want to double click on the flash file, and you can bring up the dialog where you can set things like the background color and the font color. To resize it, you can click and drag, or you can change the size here in the Property Inspector. Now let's preview this page. Again, saving our page as we preview. And a couple things to point out here. One of them is it's not centered in Firefox, even though it was centered in Dreamweaver, and I will show you why. And the other, while we're at it, if I click over to Jellyfish, notice that I've got the buttons up here at the top, and then when I come back to Turtle, they're down here at the bottom. So a little interface recommendation, that you keep your general navigation like this in the same place from page to page. So I'm going to move both of those up to the top. And let me also show you why Firefox didn't center this page when it did center the other one.